A night out quickly turns into a nightmare. A new study is highlighting the growing toll of e-scooter injuries.
We've seen a huge spike in injuries. What's really concerning is that we haven't seen those injury rates drop.
The rise in two-wheeled traumas, a national problem. Last year, more than 500 people were hospitalised in e-scooter accidents in New South Wales. This year, more than 900 hospitalised in Victoria and over 800 in Queensland. And our health system is struggling to cope. Just one hospital in Victoria spending almost $2 million in 12 months on e-scooter patients alone.
Those figures don't include the ambulance transfer, the rehabilitation, the physio. When you look at those costs, you might even be looking at an amount 3 times that figure.
The study finding some injured riders only have themselves to blame. 2/3 were not wearing a helmet when they crashed, at least 1/3 intoxicated. Riders unaware how risky it can be.
I'd probably had a few too many drinks and I thought it would be a good idea to get an e-scooter home. I was on the road trying to go from the road to the footpath and the front wheel went straight into the gutter and I ended up going head first into the concrete.
You can get flung forward over the handlebars. Unfortunately, sometimes you break the fall with your face.
I have seen people lose not only teeth, but also pretty badly break facial bones.
I can't remember too much. I fractured my jaw and I ended up losing a few teeth. I had to be in hospital for a few days and have multiple surgeries.
Hire companies Lime and Neuron promising their e-scooters are the future of safe, low-emissions travel, warning people not to ride while intoxicated and claiming the vast majority of trips go off without a hitch.
99.9% of trips taken on the Lime platform end without incident.
And as hospitals continue to struggle with an influx of e-scooter patients, there are warnings something's got to give.
The government needs to have a careful think about whether the benefits of this new mode of transport is offset by the extra costs of the injuries that we're seeing.
We've got an overextended health system that is already over capacity. The idea that you've got extra costs that are on top of our normal costs is just not sustainable.
Oh, and I have to say, I have seen that exact image quite often.
Yeah.
Late at night, you see people jumping on because they're just trying to get home. They don't have a helmet on, often more than one person on those electric scooters. And I have to say that my biggest fear, which has become a legit one these days, is that I'm going to be one of the pedestrians just taken out by one. Because I don't have great spatial awareness and I'm always like there just in my own
you have
little
had a
world.
situation?
Oh, yeah. I did also trip over a stationary e-scooter in Adelaide.
I didn't see that mentioned in the story.
No, but beware about that as well,
chalked up as an
guys.
e-scooter issue?
Yeah, it should.
Add it to the stats.
Yeah, it should. And the thing was that made that even more embarrassing was that I had clocked them and I was like, trip hazards over there.
Be careful,
Watch those,
Georgie,
be careful. Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
Into the distance.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch them. Oop, and I completely stacked it.
So they go about 20 kilometres an hour or so, which doesn't seem too fast. Like you'd go faster on a
pretty
bike.
quick.
But one of the issues is that when you hit something on one of these scooters, unlike a bike where you might fall side to side, on these scooters when you hit them, there's a chance you're going to go over the handlebars. So if you're not wearing a helmet, that's like head into the concrete. That's why people are losing teeth. That's why it's so dangerous.
What happened to? What's wrong with the bus? What? I love getting the bus. It's a great trip. You see more, you go
gone
quicker.
on one of those scooters.
I've gone on and I've never crashed. But I mean, I'm thankful.
Well, there are statements from both Lime and Neuron, the scooter companies, on our website.